Hello everyone. This is fifth session of Quantity Surveying and Contracts Management. Things we learned in last session are BOT contractual structure, BOT project agreements, measurement book, muster roll, liquidated damages, mobilization fund. Now in this session we'll see what is contractual problems. It has to be remembered that the parties assigned to the construction contract are not competitors among themselves, but associates who have different functions to perform to achieve the common goal for accomplishing the prescribed end products. That is, the parties of the contract are not competitors. In spite, they are the people or they are the organizing people who are working to achieve the same goal. Despite of this fact, difference of opinion leading to conflicts do arise. Since in the final analysis, each party has to predict its interest and financial gain. Despite of everything, due to difference of opinion in both the parties, there will arise some conflict. Development of disputes lead to creation of claim and then to seek for settlement, either by direct discussion or arbitration or court action, depending upon the degree of disagreement and enormity of claim. Because of that difference of opinion, there will arise a dispute. This dispute will lead to creation of claim, and then it will go to the settlement. That settlement may be by discussion or by arbitration or by court agreement or court action. Some possible contractual problems are change in contract work, differing or unusual site conditions encountered, suspension of work, variation in quantities, damage due to natural disaster and force majeure, re-inspection and acceptance, termination for the convenience of the client, possession prior to completion, escalation of price due to inflation. Inflation is the general increase in price and fall, acceleration of work progress, ripple effect, it is the continuous effect, currency fluctuation effect, ambiguity in specification and drawing. Ambiguity is nothing but the quality. There can be many other causes too, but most problem seems to narrate from the subjects indicated above. Development of disputes. Disputes can develop for innumerable reasons. The client's engineer would be dissatisfied with the contractor's performance. in some particular operations. The contractor may disagree with the directives of the client's engineer or with his interpretation of the requirement under the contract. The dispute may come in many reasons. That is, a contractor may disagree with the client's engineer, or the client may disagree, or he may be disappointed with the contractor's performance. Methods of measurement and billing. Disputes about whether something falls under particular work item or not. Disagreement on whether the particular excavation can be termed unclassified or not. Differing views on operational procedure and boards of other reason can develop in the dispute. Dispute may arise in many reasons or many cases. That is, in the method of billing, taking some particular and deciding whether it will come under this form or other form, or having some conversation based on some work or operational procedure of some work. Claims. In the context of civil engineering contract, normally a claim means a demand by a contractor for payment of an item or items of work carried out by him on behalf of the employer, for which a readily identifiable amount cannot be ascertained under the terms of contract. Such claim is always made upon the employer, but under standard form of contract, it is first considered by the engineer, and then should his decision be disputed, it is adjudicated by arbiter or court of laws. It is nothing but a demand made by the contractor for any of the item or work made by him for the payment mode. When the owner reject it or owner won't take the consideration of the contractor work, then the contractor may claim for his work. Claims fall in two categories. One is contractual claim and another one is extra contractual claims. Contractual claims. These claims are made under the provision of the contract entered into between the employer and the contractor. It follows the contractor is entitled to receive money under the contract of valid claims made under his category. That is, contractual claim is bound to the contract document or the condition of contract. Here, the contractor has to receive some payment, and if this payment is not made by the owner, then he is allowed to make it as a claim. Extra contractual claim. This claim are those which are either not made under the condition of contract or those allegedly made under them but considered legally enforceable by the employer on the basis that they do not fall within their provision. Extra contractual claim are the claim which has written in the condition of the contract or which are not written in the condition of the contract. If they have written but the employer over there consider it as legally enforceable, this may come under both the situation. Consequently, payment in respect of such claim is considered to be outside of the framework of the contract. This kind of claim is considered always as the outside of the framework of contract. Claims which fall into this category often arise because a contractor has suffered a loss which cannot be attributed to the fault of either party within the terms of the contract. This kind of claim will come only when the contractor has suffered a loss due to which reason, that is, or the fault which cannot be controlled by either of the party. A decision to recommence a contractor in respect of extra contractual claim may be taken by an employer on what he considers to be moral obligation, or it may be offered merely in order to avoid admission of liability. It is better for an employer or the owner to consider this kind of claim because he doesn't want to be responsible for something. Dispute resolution mechanism. Many aspects of execution of large engineering projects have the potential to lead disagreements and disputes. All the engineering project works will have some kind of disputes. Extra care is required in drafting contract terms and conditions so that is varying interpretations by different parties can be reduced to be minimum. The contract terms and condition should be made properly so that it will reduce the different opinions of the parties. A mechanism of dispute resolution must be identified and stipulated in the contract document. Some kind of dispute mechanism should be resolution of dispute mechanism should be included in the contract document. Dispute resolution methods. Following methods are commonly used for settling disputes arising from engineering contracts. These are some of the methods to overcome or to resolve the disputes. There are 6 methods. First one, negotiation. Second one, mediation. Third one, conciliation. Fourth one, dispute resolution board. Fifth one, arbitration. Sixth one, litigation. The first 4 methods are known as alternate dispute resolution methods. First one is negotiation. This is the method of bipartite settlement of disputes without the help or intervention by other. In case of disagreements, the parties discuss the problem among themselves and arrive at a mutual agreed amicable settlement of the dispute. Small and routine disagreements having less financial and technical implications usually get settled through negotiation. Negotiation is nothing but a thing or a settlement made between two parties without involving a third party. If there is any disagreement between two parties, they just sit, discuss, they mutually agree on what they discuss, then they settle the disputes over there. In case of small disagreements which is having less financial and technical implications, use this kind of negotiation, this kind of dispute resolution management. Second one, mediation. This is a method in which a passive help is sought from a third party to resolve the disputes. It involves decision, negotiation between the parties involved in the dispute in the presence of third party called mediator. The role of the mediator is to interpret the issue involved in the dispute, understand and clarify the views of each of the parties to the dispute. The mediator need not be a professional. In this kind of dispute resolution method, there will be a third party called mediator who will sit with these two parties, like the owner and the contractor, and talk about the disputes and make each party to understand what is going on and next what to do. By doing this, he will clarify each of the work and he will resolve the dispute. The mediator who will involve over here need not to be a professional. Conciliation. Third one is conciliation. Conciliation is a method in which a third party called conciliator, who is a professional and expert in dispute resolutions, plays an active role in the settlement of the dispute. He conducts the negotiation meetings between the parties, present an analysis of the dispute and suggest possible ways for settlement. He does not give any judgment, only guides them to arrive at an amicable settlement to the dispute. The conciliation method here, there will be an involvement of third party called conciliator. The conciliator is a professional expert in dispute resolution. He will conduct the meetings between both the parties and he will analyze the dispute and he will just suggest the way. He won't give any judgment, he will just guide them which is the correct way and to move in that correct way. Whereas in the case of mediation, the third party is not a professional. But here, in case of conciliation, the third party called conciliator is a professional. Dispute Resolution Board. This is the fourth method in dispute resolution mechanism. This method is more suited for large engineering projects involving several contracts. In case of vast engineering project, there will be involvement of more number of contractors. Dispute Resolution Board is constituted by enabling clause in the contract document. That is, Dispute Resolution Board is made, or the use of this board is made by enabling a clause of it in a contract document. It includes perspective of the principal, contractor and the professional or the legal expert who are not the part of the implementation. It will include the representation of owner, contractor or the professional expert who is not the part of it. It starts functioning right from the beginning of the project to the end. Dispute Resolution Board starts its work from the beginning of the project till the end of the project. It meets periodically to review activities and to discuss the issues which have the potential to cause disputes before they actually crop up, and suggest measures to prevent disputes. This dispute resolution board calls the meeting of owner and contractor periodically to examine the activities and to discuss the issues. It will discuss the issues which have a potential to cause the disputes in the future, and they will suggest the measures to prevent those disputes. If disputes does arise, the board hear the views of the parties, examine the relevant documents, witness conducts its own evaluation and awards the settlement to the dispute. That is, if any dispute does arise, the board will talk to the contractor and talk to the owner, talk to everyone, and they will examine the document and they will do their own evaluation, and then they award the settlement or else they clear the settlement. Arbitration. This is the fifth method of dispute resolution mechanism. This is a method for dispute resolution in which there is an agreement among the parties to submit their disputes or dispute that may arise later to the arbitrator. Arbitrator is a single person or the panel of 3 or 5 members. Here, in this method, the parties will submit their disputes to the arbitrator. Arbitrator is a professional expert who is registered with the Council of Arbitrators, who acts as a judge to decide the dispute. Arbitrator is a professional expert who will judge the disputes. After hearing the submissions of the parties to the dispute, he awards a settlement that is within the spirit of the provisions of law of the land, in accordance with his own judgment. That is, here the arbitrator, after listening to both the parties, he will settle the dispute under the provision of law with his judgment. Arbitration award is final and legally binding on the parties to the dispute. The awards are legally enforceable. The judgment which the arbitrator gives is final. It will be legally binded. Arbitration is the most preferred and commonly adopted method for dispute resolution in India. The method of arbitration is most commonly adopted method. It is one of the best dispute resolution method adopted in India. Litigation. It is the sixth method of dispute resolution mechanism. This is a method of dispute resolution in which a judicial authority, a court of law, a tribunal, or a similar body hears the submissions of the parties to the dispute and awards a settlement that is strictly in accordance with the provisions of law of the land. This award are mandatory, binding on the parties to the dispute, are legally enforceable. In this method of resolution, a court or an authority will be there which will hear to the parties about their disputes and award a settlement. This settlement also be bounded by the law. Litigation or adjudication by a court of law is always very costly, extremely time consuming, and both the parties are put to a lot of sufferings and hardships. Litigation should be last resort to settle disputes. Taking a dispute to a court is very costly and it takes more time to clear it. So, initially, when the dispute arises, all the other methods are done. If the dispute has not cleared in all the other methods, then the last choice will be the litigation. Things we learn in this session are contractual problems, claims, dispute resolution mechanism. Assignment question. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.